right after the last Game Awards show that showed us that we really don't need Game Awards shows, and they are about as poignant as music award shows and movie award shows, and they're about as meaningful as those. Really, award shows at this point are circle jokes for the rich and famous, and we poor people get to sit there and go, ooh, oh, fantastic. I'm clapping. My apartment's very cold and my ceiling is leaking. Last of Us 2, 5-6 awards. Whoop-de-friggin' do. I know, Stu, I can't curse for the first 30 seconds. Well, anyway, hot off the heels of the last Trash Award show, the guy who was going to save gaming from itself. What the hell's that guy's name again? Geoff Keighley? You know who he is. His award show's coming out. You know, for real, let's be real here. I'm sorry the avatar isn't on, but at least YouTube had the decency to say, wow, 2020 was so shit, we don't feel right making it worse by putting out a rewind. And we all breathed a sigh of relief like, oh, thank God, they at least have some level of self-awareness. Not the Game Award shows. No, we have one literally after the other. Who wants that? Well, let's start it off by saying Neil Druckman was on a high note, little babies. He swept the last award show with 5 or 6 awards for The Last of Us 2 because it's that good. It really is. It's so good that nobody talks about it except for journalists and game award shows. That's how good it is. Anyway, he also became co-president of Naughty Dog because why not? I mean, after pretty much antagonizing the fan base, you sit there and go, hey, I got an idea. Let's take somebody. It's like taking Ajit Pai after he was the head who ruined net neutrality and then promoting him to something else better, which will probably happen with Verizon. But back on point, Geoff Keighley puts out his sexy little tweet. I'm being facetious. This is it. The final round of the Game Awards Player's Voice. 5 games remain. You pick one as the winner. Last of Us 2, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, Doom Eternal, or Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales. That game just came out. Why is that even on the list? For what? It just came out. Of course, Last of Us 2 starts off strong. Real strong. Neil Druckman then puts out Last of Us fans, activate. As a bonus for every vote you cast for The Last of Us Part 2, a hater loses their cap locks. Kissy face. This blew up in his face, and I love it. It blew up in his face. You know, he was feeling his oats from the last award show when it won Game of the Year. He's sitting there talking whatever the hell he said. None of us even remember. That shit was a week ago. Am I right? He's feeling his oats. He's like, activate my little hell spawn. Go, my Twitter pundits. And in doing this, he shot himself in the foot. Even Darkside Phil weighed in. So if you vote for anything other than The Last of Us 2, you're a hater. Yada, yada, yada. You know, a broken clock is right twice a day, I guess. I mean, let's put this into perspective here. DSP just dunked on Druckman. The last time DSP had a tweet that did remotely well was when he was dunking on Pro Jared. Do you know how poorly you have to do where DSP smokes you in a Twitter reply? Lord have mercy. Last of Us 2 loses. And it's fantastic. Ghost of Tsushima wins 43% to 35%. And you know something? I'm glad. I'm glad because Ghost of Tsushima deserves it. Ghost of Tsushima was a great game. Fantastic. Man, after playing Ghost of Tsushima, I was cutting my butter with a samurai sword. That's how much I was feeling it. And after all this goes down, right, Neil Druckman tweets out, my tweet was meant as a joke. Bullshit, Neil. Joke my ass. Just like all the other tweets you did that antagonized people who didn't like the game. Those were jokes too, am I right? The response trolls, but I just added fuel to the flyer. Yeah, you did. Good work, Neil. You totally lost. If you didn't say anything, it might have flown under the radar, but all the gamers saw what was going on and actually did something. We finally won one, honestly. You know, it feels like a win because a good game won. You stuffed it to Last of Us 2, and all the people who are on Twitter that are like, distressed gender warriors fighting a war of nothing can also suck it for 5 seconds. It just added fuel to the fire and made it seem like I'm against criticism. I should be better than that. Taking it down, my bad. Oh, come on, man. This is like one of the fakest tweets since DSP said he didn't tell people to like click the ads on his videos. Like, how many times has Neil Druckman taken criticism poorly and acted like a butt nugget? Like, a ton. Like, dude, just own it and be like, yeah, it was a bad look. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, literally, you have tweets like this. One guy goes, well deserved, amazing game. Congrats, Sucker Punch, clapping emoji. No, Armand, you are a bigot. Stewart has come in to set the record straight. I think it's pretty clear. Sucker Punch should refuse to accept this award. On what planet, Stewart? Explain it to me, Stewie. Ghost of Tsushima is a great game, but this vote was rigged by alt-right groups. Jeff Keighley and the Game Awards also need to weigh up whether they want to be seen giving a platform to hatred and bigotry. Your thoughts? What? Dude, this had better be like, this has got to be it. Stu, I can't speak English anymore because I tried to understand this tweet. My neurons aren't working correctly. Let me read this again. Ghost of Tsushima is a great game, but this vote was rigged by the alt-right groups. What alt-right groups? I don't think Donald Trump was sitting there tweeting, we have to defeat Jeff Keighley or whoever the hell the other guy's name is, Neil Druckman. Also needs to weigh it whether they want to be seen giving a platform to hatred and bigotry. So, a game with a Japanese lead character is a sign of hatred and bigotry. He was fighting against the Mongols who killed, and technically it's based in fantasy, but this is the best tweet I've read all day. I'll have to read this backwards and forwards looking for secret messages. I will study this tweet like the Dead Sea Scrolls. Hatred and bigotry. These are if that's not a troll, because it probably wouldn't be. I've seen some very weird things recently, like people saying that Cyberpunk 2020 is like anti-trans or something, and I'm just like, oh my god. Then you see like Carolyn Pennant writing for some other like Polygon or something and sitting there going, this game doesn't have non-binary names. Like, this is the issue with the game? They gave you trans people. You're like, now we need non-binary, you bigot. It's just like, oh my god. I'm so close to becoming a gaming journalist because you f***ers need me. Anyway, congratulations to Ghost of Tsushima because technically they deserved it. In my personal opinion, it is a great game. I hope there's a sequel, even though you can't make a sequel to this. When the Mongols came back again, they were basically killed by a Tetsunami. Or Tetsunami, I don't know how to say it correctly. So you really can't get a sequel out of that.